Watch out, Steam Deck. What? Hold up. Watch out, Steam Deck? What? We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. What you mean? PC and games. Which PC games and what you mean by watch out, Steam Deck? Valve already warned the world about the Steam Deck. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. What? What's wrong with you? So let me get this straight. Watch out, Steam Deck. Okay, alright. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your 5 senses work, health and strength is good. Excellent. What? Alright. Now, what do I got for you? Oh, got this nice little article here. You know me, I gotta take care of the Steam, the portable PC fans. Anyway, what do I have? It says here, watch out, Steam Deck. The MSI Claw 8 AI Plus specs just dropped. The Claw A1M is as good as dead with the reveal of the 8 AI Plus, which is due to arrive in early January 2025 as confirmed at IFA 2024 this week. Says the official specs have now been confirmed for the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, which unfortunately hasn't been given a name change. The awkward title handheld will use an Intel Core Ultra 200 volt Lunar Lake SoC, while also boasting memory speed, battery life, and screen size compared to its predecessor. Given how the MSI Claw A1 failed to make any positive impact in the portable market and didn't come close to becoming one of the best handheld gaming PCs around, it only makes sense to simply move on and try again. This new handheld is already on show at IFA 2024, but won't be available to buy until early 2025. News of a new MSI handheld was met with trepidation earlier this year, mainly because it wasn't long after the Claw A1M launch and was still struggling to get the basic rights. A few Claw BIOS updates later, and owners of the handheld might now feel that gaming performance is better, but it is still comfortably behind the devices such as the Asus ROG Ally. It says MSI states it listened to customer feedback. See, communication, folks. Says here, as this is what has led to the change laid out in its IFA 2024 announcement. The MSI Claw 8 AI will first and foremost adopt the Intel Lunar Lake Intel Core Ultra 200V APU and increase the maximum system memory to 32 gigs, while also moving from LPDDR5 6400 to LPDDR5X 8533 memory. Meanwhile, the battery increased to an 80 watt spec, up from 53 watts in the Claw 8 AI Plus will also double it up. Thunderbolt 4 ports, so that too are available. Elsewhere, this new handheld will also supports the M.2 2280 SSD form factor. Finally, screen size is increasing from 7 to 8 inches, but it will still be a 1920 by 1080 120 Hz VRR panel, as opposed to upgrading to an OLED model. While these improvements are great, there is a broken trust from the first Claw device release that will be very difficult for MSI to fix, given the oversaturated nature of the handheld market, with more big names trying to claim a share. The Claw A1M failures needs to be addressed before this new model replaces it. And then it says, much like Asus acknowledging the failure in its ROG Ally micro SD card slot, as well as the general Asus RMA process, it's best to acknowledge your mistakes before you move on. However, if MSI gets it right, it's hard to bet against the power of the Lunar Lake architecture, which will blow older handhelds like the AMD powered Steam Deck out the water. Granted, the Steam Deck will still likely offer a better user experience and the much beloved OLED model as an alternative. We are we're attending the IFA this year and hope to bring you a hands-on preview of the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. In the meantime, check out our story on a potential Acer gaming handheld as more brands look to enter the portable market. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. You know, in the portable PC market, mistakes happen. So you fix your mistakes and upgrade or move on. You know. So, and that's what this is what Intel just did. Whoops. This is what Intel just did. You know, and they stepped their game up, and now they having 32 gigs of RAM. But the Steam Deck can already do it. Can already do it. 32 gigs. Matter of fact, Valve even released some updates for those who put 32 gigs of RAM in their Steam Decks. Plus, you can put 61 terabytes of storage on the Steam Deck. So, yeah. But, you know, MSI is trying to find its footing in the market. It's very competitive. And communication is key. Like the article said, they listen to their consumers. And Intel has a big user base. Intel been around for a long time, you know, so you know, they have a big they have a big user base, so they're trying to improve in the areas that they didn't with the first model by using the second model, you know, as a starting point. So they're trying, you know. This market is competitive, you know, so communication and content, communication, update, and content is key in all this. So, yeah, that's priority, you know. So they're trying to improve in that area, and they're coming with updated RAM, updated SSDs. They're using 8533 memory. They're using 2280 SSD. They're using 8 inches, 1920 by 1080, 120 hertz VRR. You know, it's not OLED, so maybe they'll correct it on the next one, whenever they decide to make the next one. But this model comes out next year, and you know, like the article says, you know, it brought up the ROG Ally with the micro SD card slot being too close to the vents. So yeah, so ASUS fixed that. But then they said, you know, it's best acknowledge your mistakes before you move on. That is true. So Intel is doing that, you know. Valve did that, you know. Valve did that by communicating with its users, by coming out with continuous updates. You know, and by listening. So while people were sitting there talking about the battery life of the Steam Deck, they tried to use that. And then they were talking about the Steam Deck didn't have an OLED, you know. And then you had some people, they were you know, they were trying to make fun of the 64 gig model. But what they didn't know is that when you buy the 64 gig model, you have to take out the 64 gigs of storage out of the 64 gigs of storage out of the Steam Deck, and put a 2 terabyte SSD instead, because the updates are coming in at any given hour, any given day. So that's what they didn't know, but now they know. But you know, Valve was listening, and then all of a sudden they just dropped the OLED model on me and everybody else that that owns the Steam Deck. Nobody saw it coming. So yeah, they were listening, man. So yeah. And that's what it takes in this portable PC market. You know, when the first Nintendo Switch came out, Nintendo had to listen, but then they went back and built the whole and they came out with an OLED brand. So yeah. You know, listening is the key. You know. I mean, listening, communications, and updates. Those are the three keys to these handhelds, man. And if you're not doing that, then you're in trouble, you know. So yeah. And then keeping up with the times, you know, the times and the brands, and because Valve had some things right. Like, take the Steam Deck. Valve had some things right with the Steam Deck. Had a lot of things going for it. When they came out with those touchpads, the button layouts on the Steam Deck is perfect. Love it. But those touchpads, man, yeah, they were ahead, so they went back and correct some things, and yeah, they're doing pretty well now, I mean, this handheld from MSI right now it says it blows the Steam Deck out the water. Okay, that is true. But the Steam Deck is no pushover by any means. Yeah, that system is still getting updates on a regular basis. So Intel has to compete with that. That's why they said in the very beginning of the article that they listened to their customers. So yeah, but just because this model might blow the Steam Deck out the water, so to speak. Their PC Games and is forgetting one thing. Valve is working on a Steam Deck too. So yeah, so they got to remember that, So yeah. But other than that, man, this new handheld will give the ROG Ally, Neo, some good competition, but communication, content, and updates are the three keys. Three success to a handheld right now, So to these handhelds in the market, and whoever is on top of it, is leading, So yeah, that's the key. So, but other than that, man, yeah, good move on their part. Good move on their part, though. They recognize the mistakes, and they went and make some corrections. So, and that's what is needed to, recognizing your mistakes and then correcting them. So that's a good move on their part. So all these handheld manufacturers, man, they're listening to their users, and they're trying to figure out, okay, how do we improve this? How do we improve our handhelds? What's the next step? So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy, though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek Black, Dark Side. Go. Peace.